horizon and American Saga, Kevin Costner is perhaps taking on his most ambitious project of a lifetime. To this date, he has been in a couple of Western movies like Silverado and Open Range, a movie he also directed and received a fair amount of praise for doing, where he starred alongside a late great Robert Duvall. Here in this 3-hour-long movie, he chooses the same recipe where he's both one of the main characters and the director of the movie. If we should compare this alongside other Western drama movies such as The Power of the Dog, I would say it's a lot better. And I don't really understand why this one was not as well received, because unlike The Power of the Dog, it is not about the emotion and the love story. The sequel was temporarily cancelled, as apparently this one did not make enough money on the box office, but today I will offer you a story on why this movie actually is not half bad. The first reason why this movie has come to my liking is because of the performances of the cast. In this one, you have good performances from both Sam Worthington and Michael Rooker, that perhaps just one of his roles of a lifetime. Kevin Costner, of course, is the man who has given us this movie. Hell, even Luke Wilson, who is just seen as the bad Wilson between him and his brother, does a fine job in this movie. In the Santa Fe territory, he is actually a fresh breath of air. While there's not always a lot of action in this movie, unlike some of the other Western movies, if we rather compare it to Western drama movies that can at times be a bit tedious, it delivers it every minute, because you do get a lot of tension between the characters in all these territories, and my favorite scene in that respect might be the confrontation between this guy who is out to kill his girl and Kevin Costner that ends up taking him down in a tense duel, ending his life. If we build on the last thing I see about the movie delivering in every minute, we come to the point that I never feel it is dragged. Lately, I've also seen a couple of movies at the cinema like Dune Part 2 or Killers of the Flower Moon, which I felt were dragged much more than this one, because there are always new elements in this one. Well, for instance, if you take an example from Killers of the Flower Moon, and just see the same scenes in this trial dragged over and over in the final moments of the movie. While you never see that here, there's always a new story to tell, while in those movies you have too many film minutes, where you just feel it could have ended a lot sooner, which is not the case with this movie. You are quickly interested in what happens in these territories, the clash with the Indians, the quarrels, and the disagreements between the characters. The good acting from the whole cast also helps there as well, of course. If we talk about another reason why this actually is a powerful Western drama, we need to talk about the parallel storylines where they weave it together so perfectly. I feel a lot of other movies are not able to entertain you in the same way when you try to be too ambitious and tell so many things at the same time. But here I think those transitions work just fine when you jump from another story from a different territory to another, and you create interest in all of them, which is unique in so many ways, because you do not see a lot of movies that actually can make that work, when it's either too much of that story or too little of the other. If we should mention one other particular detail that makes the movie interesting, it's gotta be those landscape scenes. What we see here in the different territories, such as Santa Fe or Montana, in some of those scenes, when you see those hills and they are looking at some of the Native American tribes, or when they keep riding around in these steep cliffs covered with sand, it just looks so beautiful on screen. Of course, there are other Western movies that can work great visuals too, but to this day, this is perhaps some of the most impressive scenes I've seen visually in a Western movie. Although it is not about the landscape scenes alone, but when they are so great as this, it does help the movie. And that's just another reason why it is kind of sad that this movie didn't perform better, because for me, it is a 7 out of 10, and if the sequel ever comes, I would be out to watch that one too.